A picture is going viral online of Jani Hakanpaa in a Dallas Stars jersey, and this has led a lot of people to speculate that he isn't a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Plus, will Easton Cowan make the opening night roster? I'm going to break this all down for you guys coming up on this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we get into it, we got a word from our sponsor of this video, NordVPN. In the NHL, defense always wins championships, and if you want an extra layer of defense for your browsing, you need to try NordVPN, the fastest VPN out there.
A VPN or virtual private network encrypts your IP addresses so that when you are on public networks, you can create your own private network. This means you can enjoy Hattrick HQ, watch hockey games on the go safely and securely from anywhere around the world.
Right now, if you go to nordvpn.com/hattrick, you can get an exclusive discount and start browsing with your VPN today.
And not only is it speed with NordVPN, they also have a Threat Protection Pro that would help secure everything on your laptop, computer, mobile device, anything you can think of. You can kind of treat it as the Ryan Reeves of your computer, where he's going to knock out any threats coming its way.
So why wait? Upgrade your browsing experience today by heading to nordvpn.com/hattrick to get an exclusive offer. Plus, NordVPN has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so why not try it out so you never miss a crazy NHL highlight ever again. And a big shout out to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. And thanks again to NordVPN for sponsoring this video. If you want an exclusive offer on NordVPN, make sure to go down below in the pinned comment in the description to get your exclusive offer and start browsing with NordVPN today. But with that said, let's jump right into the first topic of the video today, which is, will Cowan make the opening night roster? And yes, this has been a question that's been on a lot of Leafs fans' mind. Will Easton Cowan, the young star, be in this opening night roster for the Toronto Maple Leafs? And the editor in the Leaf put out an article today talking about this. And we're going to take a look at it here now. They say if you only looked at Cowan's point totals and accomplishments last season, you wouldn't think that'd be a huge shock to make the Leafs lineup this year. But it would still be a surprise based on his age. Obviously, at only 19 years of age, he put on a tremendous season in the OHL here last season, putting up 96 points in 54 games, and where he had 34 goals, 62 assists over those 54 contests, and really had a great jump from year to year here in regards of his point total. Had a lot of Leafs fans excited, had us excited here on the channel about how great of a prospect he is. And then there's been talks about, will he make the jump to the NHL at such a young age, at 19 years of age, because he had such a tremendous year in the OHL. Do you let him go back and dominate the OHL again? Or do you give this guy a shot to jump up to the big club and see what he's like in the NHL roster? And the editor in the Leaf wrote here that his skill is outstanding and potential is through the roof, but he still has a long way to go. He has a long way to go to show that he can do it on the professional level. Based on Cowan's skill set, he's in a similar position as Nick Robertson was when he jumped to the NHL, which is a very great comparison here. This is one comparison that is kind of identical. Do I think Easton Cowan may be a better prospect than Nick Robertson? 100%. I think his jump in his game, he just jumped to an elite level in one season. It's just shown how devoted he is to making the NHL, devoted on being a great player for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And yes, it is similar to Nick Robertson in ways that when Nick Robertson came up to the NHL, he kind of struggled a little bit. Then, he came back and was scoring goals a lot. And it's been very inconsistent for Nick Robertson. Not just his game, just the amount of time that he's been shown in the NHL. And I think if Robertson was shown a lot more time and got into the starting lineup a lot more, would he be a better player for that? 100%. I just don't think he never got that opportunity. But when you look at Easton Cowan here, a guy who has just jumped to an elite offensive game in one season in the juniors, if we can see this guy come out in the preseason playing with the top guys in Toronto against top offenses, top defenses in the preseason, and he can excel at that, I definitely think we will see him here on the opening night roster. But that would be a really interesting situation because I believe Cowan plays on the wing. So to get him some more ice time, you would maybe have to move maybe a Nylander to the center position and move Tavares down to this third line center to make this worth it, to make him worth being on the team, because you could put him on the third line, you could have put him in the bottom six, and yes, he could provide some great offense from down there, but if he's up in that top six where he's getting more ice time, where he's playing with elite level players, this could definitely help him as well. But if he does come over, I definitely do suspect that we will see him in that third line left wing position where Nick Robertson may be slated at the moment, and I think we're really going to see a battle here between Cowan and Robertson during the preseason to determine what this spot should be. So it's going to be very interesting. If I had to bet on it, it's hard to say, but I think that Cowan will make this opening right roster. Just the way he's improved his game, and just how good he's been, it just seems like it's going that way. But I wouldn't be surprised either way if he didn't either, and he just goes back in the OHL and dominates for another year. But I would like to see him in this opening night roster, but I would also like to see him in the Marlies as well, because that would be a great option for him as well. But it's definitely an interesting situation, and I hope we get to see him in the NHL this season. But we're going to get into the second topic of the video, which kind of broke the internet today, which is the Hakanpaa situation just got crazier. And yes, if you guys do not know what we're referring to, I'm going to bring it up here. At a charity golf event, I believe it was in Finland. Correct me if I'm wrong there. I was somewhere in Europe. He was shown up to this charity golf event with a Dallas Stars jersey on. And obviously, Jani Hakanpaa supposedly has been signed to the Toronto Maple Leafs during this free agency. That is what the latest report has. Since then, there has been a lot of speculation around that, about the injury, about if he's really injured, if, you know, is this all just a big farce? Is he injured? Is he not? Is he okay? Will we see him play with the Toronto Maple Leafs? And today, we see this picture come out of him being on the Toronto Maple Leafs, but then wearing a Dallas Stars jersey to a golf charity event. That is such a weird, it just gives such a weird vibe to around this whole thing. It's kind of led a lot of people online to believe that he is not with the Toronto Maple Leafs, because you think if he's signed with the Leafs, yes, he hasn't played with them yet, but you would think he would show up to this event with his team's jersey on, with the Toronto Maple Leafs jersey on, wouldn't you? And David Alter actually responded to this tweet where he said, we reached out to Hakanpaa's reps last week for clarity on his status and received no response, just adding a little bit more, crazy to this. This is all it is. It's a crazy situation. Just adding a little bit more like, hey, we don't know what's going on either. We're the analysts, and we have no idea because we haven't heard anything. So it's really up in the air about what's on the go with Jani Hakanpaa right now. I know we did talk about him a lot here on the channel. Obviously, great defensive defenseman. Would be a really good seventh defenseman here for this Toronto Maple Leafs club. But seeing this today, seeing this over the last month or so, I guess, all the speculation around him. Is the injury 100% real? Is the injury going to cost him career? Will we ever see him play in a Leafs jersey? Is he even signed to the team? There's been so much going on over this past month, and now to add the cherry on top, he shows up to an event with a Dallas Stars jersey on. It is just crazy. I feel like we need to get some clarification here from the Toronto Maple Leafs saying, did you sign this guy? Is he a contracted player under the Toronto Maple Leafs right now? We need to know this, because if he isn't, I mean, that would be great information to know, because obviously that's some cap space that the Toronto Maple Leafs have that nobody else knows about besides them. So it's a very interesting situation. I know a lot of people are reading a lot more into this, but at the surface level, it kind of seems to me that he isn't a part of the Leafs organization, because if he was, you wouldn't let a guy show up to a charity event in an opposing team's jersey, would you? That just doesn't make sense. I get it, like, that's, you know, his team, everybody knows him on the Dallas Stars, but if you're going to this event and you know Jani Hakanpaa, obviously you're going to know him by his face, by his jersey number, even if it's on the Toronto Maple Leafs. It just is a crazy, wacky situation that is just blowing up the internet right now, and for good reason, because if this is true, if the injury is going to hold him back from being a Toronto Maple Leaf, and right now he isn't a part of the Leafs, or maybe he's even on LTIR. We have no clarification on this at all. And a big analyst like David Alter still hasn't heard nothing back on it. So it's just a crazy situation. Nobody really knows what's going on, but today it does really seem like he isn't a part of the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is just absolutely crazy. It's going to get crazier from here, but we're gonna continue on and follow this and see what happens out of this, because it's either we're going to see Hakanpaa in training camp or we're not, and that's really where we're going to get the clarification on this, I think, because right now we're not hearing anything from reporters, we're not hearing anything from the team. So how is anybody supposed to know? And the only person that knows is the team and Hakanpaa and his reps. So it's just a completely crazy situation. Had to share it with you guys because it went viral today, and it just makes sense too, because apparently he's a Toronto Maple Leaf and he knows how big he should know how big the Leafs media is, and they know they're going to pick up on this if a random Instagram account is going to post a picture of you at a golf course taking a picture with kids in a Dallas Stars jersey. People are going to notice this. So it's just a crazy situation. Do I think he's a part of the Leafs at this point in time? I wouldn't be able to tell you. Well, I would hazard a guess at saying no just because of seeing this picture, but it is just a wacky situation. It just throws a little bit more into the fire here of the Hakanpaa situation, and we're hopefully get some clarification on this soon. Hopefully we get some comments from him about wearing the Stars jersey. Maybe it's just because maybe he's in his hometown or whatever, and people know him as a Dallas Star. That would make sense, but maybe it's just he didn't have a Leafs jersey. Who knows? Who knows what is going through the head of Hakanpaa right now? But at the end of the day, if he is a Leaf, I am a big fan of this guy. I think he's going to do a tremendous job here in Toronto if he is fully healthy, by just locking down that blue line as a big defensive defenseman. I would love to see him in Toronto. I don't know what the situation is right now, but it's going to get crazier, and we're going to keep you guys up to date on it. But we want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the situation, or down below in the comment section. Oh my god, situation on the brain. Let us know down below. What do you think about this whole Hakanpaa wearing the Dallas Stars jersey? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that down below in the comment section. We're going to get everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Alan. Alan says, I'd like to see Nylander on a line with Tavares or Domi in the preseason. Obviously, talking about Alex Nylander. He said Al may stick with the Leafs right out the gate. And I would love to see that 100%. I think yesterday we did talk about this could be Brad Treliving's best move as Leafs GM. And the best way to test out if he's ready for the NHL, ready to be a Toronto Maple Leaf, is to put him up there on the line with guys who are full-time Leafs players and see how he does with them. And that would be really fun to see. I'd love to see him as a Maple Leaf 100%. But big shout out to you, Al, for showing your support to us here on the channel. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure down below, comment on the video. You might be featured on the next comment of the day, just like our buddy Alan was. Like the video. It helps push these videos out to all Leafs fans on YouTube. And subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers before the end of the summer. So if you're not subscribed already, make sure you're down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out that video we did yesterday talking about Nylander, Alex Nylander in that matter, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. Keep your stick on the ice.